to the Outer Worlds too. So, basically all I want to do for this video is just kind of go over my initial thoughts. I'm about 18 hours into the game, as you can see right there. Just under 18 hours. Yeah, I just kind of want to go over the game as a whole. I don't know how much we'll actually, like, play and, like, do things, but I do want to go over stuff. So, right away, skills. These kind of work like classic Fallout, basically. Um, you just put points into that, and it increases your ability with that skill. So guns increases your damage, engineering is damage resistance, and it also lets you get into things. Same with lockpicking and hacking, it all lets you get into things. Science is gadget stuff, medical will be your damage to creatures, toxicity threshold, and then, general knowledge about medicine and stuff and conversations. Same thing with explosives. Same thing with sneak, melee, leadership. Everything has, like, dialogue options, as well as, like, real world, or not real world, but in-game scenarios outside of dialogue. All of these affect the world around you in one way or another, which is very good. I would say I like the way the skills are set up. The checks are there a lot. There's checks everywhere, basically, you know. But it makes the game highly replayable because I have science and hack and engineering. I can for hack and engineering, and lockpicking, I can get into a lot of things that I would otherwise need to find a key card for, or find another route, things like that. But because I have lockpicking, engineering, hacking, I can get into just about anywhere. And then science. This has science and speech have both um, allowed me to skip chunks of gameplay throughout the entire story. Um, there was this one part. It was a side mission um, on the second planet, not Eden, but the other one, um, Golden Ridge, on Dorado. I was able to skip like a whole section because I had science. I was able to just talk to him and skip whatever little errand he wanted me to do. So there's things like that, and then you got perks, which again, kind of like classic Fallout. So however much you level up a skill, that'll eventually unlock a perk, and then you can spend perk points every 2 levels, to get whatever that skill unlocks. So like over here, I have manual reset, which fucks with automechs, pickpocket, commando, electrotherapist, just all these, wholesale spender, makeshift armor, restrict access. You get all of these from upgrading skills, and then the skills will eventually unlock perks, except for these. So this I believe was for getting a pet. I don't remember fully. This was I don't know how I got that one, to be honest, actually. I don't know how I got that one either. But I know I got this one from doing a collectible quest on in Golden Ridge. So that's how perks work. And then reputation. This is also kind of like classic Fallout. Uh, you got faction quests, and that will build up your trust with each faction. Then you can also do like if you do like little errands for them, it'll bring up the trust. Right dialogue options will bring it up or lower it. Things like that. Killing people obviously will lower it if they're in that faction. And then I have witty as one of my, if I go over here and I go into traits. So my background is professor, which also has helped, and brilliant. These both have helped me get out of a lot of or get through a lot of dialogue. And then you have witty, which the reason I picked this is because for any faction, it can never go under neutral for reputation, which is just, it's solid when you have to worry about managing bits and things like that. And then I have sickly because you have to pick a flaw. If you do 2 traits, you have to pick a negative trait. If you do 1 trait, you can just have that 1 trait without having a negative. And you do all that in character creation. So I went with sickly because I was like, okay, I could be a brilliant professor, but I'm a little sick, you know? So I have that, and then I have actual flaws, which you get by doing certain things in gameplay. If you do something too much, a flaw will eventually pop up for that because you do that so much. So like this one, I was putting too many skill points into different skill trees. So this makes it so that I can only add skill points to my lowest non-zero skill or any skill with no points. But it also gives me an extra skill point per level. So if you keep it semi-confined, sorry, wrong tab. So if you keep it semi-confined right here, and you go like 5 or 6, I think it activates at 5 trees when you put a point into 5. So if you do that, you can kind of manage it pretty good. The only thing is right now, so I'm level 12. I'll get 36 more points, but each of these have to have 1 point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the max I'm going to be able to get all these to is 15. Yeah, I won't be able to max out any of them throughout this playthrough, which is fine. But that is something to note. But you get a lot more skill points doing it this way. Otherwise, you can maybe max out like 1 or 2 perks normally. So having 6 relatively high isn't bad. Sorry. And then this is because I got the premium edition, and they're basically being gay, but you're the reason our marketing works. Promotion and sales have riddled your brain, and you're more interested in buying the next big thing than financial planning. So this is poking fun. Sorry. This is poking fun at people who buy the expensive editions. So minus 15% vendor prices, minus 10% sell value at vendors. So it balances out semi for the most part. Well, you're still on top actually. So everything's 15% cheaper, but you sell things for 10% less. So, and then that also balances out because I don't remember which one of these. I think it's whole snow. Yeah, right here. Plus 20%. Oh, plus 20% sell value to vendors. So, and minus 10% vendor prices. So it all adds up. You know what I mean? And then I've over prepared because I was reloading after like 3 bullets. So now I have this trait where it increases my magazine size by 50%. But I lose 40% of damage for 8 seconds if a magazine hits 0. But like I said, I reload like it's Call of Duty. So I shoot 2 or 3 bullets and then I reload. So that's the character page. And my thoughts on it is it's really well put together for everything. I like the way the skills and the perks work together. It feels like old school Fallout. And then the skills do feel like they genuinely matter. And it leads to a lot of replayability because I can go through things and do things so differently if I wanted to and find alternate routes and all this stuff. So the skills and the perks intertwined help the game be replayable. And it's just, this is my preferred kind of, I guess, level up system. This is like Fallout, this is like Fallout 3, I think, right? I know it's Fallout New Vegas style. I don't remember how Fallout 3's leveling worked. But, like, I much prefer this kind of leveling system over something like Fallout 4, you know? Fallout 4, not, This, though, good. And then I also enjoyed the backgrounds, because I have ran into multiple situations where backgrounds do matter. So that does seem like it's something that's fairly important, which is nice. And then the traits are all, they're all cool. None of them seem like overly strong either. Like they seem like you could easily switch them out as you replay. None of them seem overly powered. The only one that I would say is like really good if you're just trying to do dumb shit the whole time is witty, because then you just can't go negative with any faction, which helps for story and prices and things like that. So that's the only trait where I'm like, it's strong, but none of them are like you have to pick this trait every time to be good. You know what I mean? And then flaws are purely subjective. Um, these some of them are good. Like this one it counters itself. That is just for premium edition owners though. This one is good, but if you want to max something out, you're not going to use that. And then this one, I would say this one's pretty good. But it's just a matter of opinion for flaws. I like the system as a whole though, because it does add variety to the game. Because you could accept them, you could decline them. So I think flaws are a really good thing to have in the game. And then inventory wise, we'll talk about guns. So far I found. So these are all the unique weapons I found. There's been a couple here and there, but these are all the unique weapons I found naturally through playing, including the two over here. So there's a fair amount of unique weapons. There's probably about a dozen or so that I don't have because I didn't buy them. And then there's a couple of science weapons. I don't have any of the science weapons yet. But there's a couple of science weapons I didn't buy because they were too expensive. But from what I can tell, all guns feel good, and you can mod them. So a gun usually will have a add-on, a magazine, and a barrel. So a barrel would be like plasma, explosive, silencer, things like that. Magazine's a magazine, and then obviously your optics. Um, and then there's a good variety of weapons as well. You have multiple shotguns, multiple semi-auto rifles, multiple SMGs, couple of pistols, a decent amount of melee weapons, some heavy weapons, automatic rifles, snipers. So there's a good variety in weapons, I would say. Um, so yeah, weapons are really good, and the big thing too that's a massive difference from the first game. There's no levels on weapons, and there is no durability on weapons. So this makes for you being able to use one weapon the whole game if you want to, technically. Because all you have to do is, in all reality, all you have to do is say you want to use this. Where is it? This. This you can get on the ship at the start of the game, right? All you have to do, so this also levels up by itself. Well, no, it doesn't level up, but it gets stronger as you level up. But, so this. Say you want to use that the whole game. All you have to do is keep leveling up guns. That's all you have to do, and then you can easily use this weapon the entire game. And that's how every weapon works. Melee weapons. If you want to use the first one you get the whole game, you just go level up melee. That's all it is. Which is a very nice system. That is also kind of reminiscent of old Fallout. There was no weapon levels. You know, there was durability, but there was no weapon levels. You could use the same gun the whole game as long as you leveled up your weapon, your ranged weapon, pistols, whatever. As long as you level that up, you could use it. So I think this is a really, really good change from the first game, and I just love the fact that I can use one gun the whole game if I wanted to. Because I've found some guns that I actually really like, such as the Rattler. I got this thing within 3 hours of playing the game. And this thing single-handedly carried me for like 10 hours of gameplay. The only reason I'm not using it right now is because this kinetic pistol is really strong. That's also another thing is enemies have weaknesses, and they have weaknesses, and there's different elements. So that is another thing to note. And then these are all the unique weapon or unique outfits I've found so far. Nothing too crazy yet for armors and stuff, but I know there is armor. I'm actually using the wrong armor. I don't know why I have that equipped actually. It should be this. I modified it so I could use this one. What was I saying? But there is science armor as well, and that changes some stuff up. I haven't found any of those yet either. And then these are all the headgear. Same thing as the... There is one cool thing I do want to show you guys. This is something that is insane. Well, first of all, this one is really cool. This allows you to hack automechs from a distance. Really cool. I bought that off, bought that somewhere. And then this is from the premium edition. But something that's really cool is this. A new point of view. You can get this from the lockboxes in the ship, which I will talk about in a second. You can also buy a version 2.0, I think from the space station. I'm not sure exactly. I don't remember where I saw it. But there's a version 2.0, and you can buy that. But I will show you version 1.0. It's pretty sick. So as you heard, audio changed. So, its mod is see the world through a modern digital filter. If you are defeated while wearing this helmet, you pay 1,000 bits to continue. Immediately, that's a really cool little add-on, because you don't need trauma kits or anything like that. You just need bits, which is cool. So now, though, if we exit, this is what the game looks like. And there's version 2.0, which I'm assuming is this, but maybe you could see a little bit better. But as you can hear, it's changing the audio entirely. Like, it completely changes the audio. And it completely changes the look of the game. Which is really, really cool. This is just one of the coolest things I found so far. And this isn't even a science thing, it's just a unique thing. But, really cool thing. And then you have your throwables. You have your... So this is something else that is new too. I think. I don't remember the inhalers from the first game, so... actually the inhaler is in the first game. But I don't remember being able to do this to it. So you can find these, and you can get these from quests, you can buy them, all that stuff. But each of these will do a different thing. Such as this one heals 300 health instantly and then 300 over 5 seconds. This one 600 over duration, plus 10 uranium poisoning. 300 instantly, increasing up to 2 times the amount closer you are to death. And then these all have different toxicity. The toxicity is right under our health bar in the middle there. Once that goes to the top, you go overcharged and you can't use your inhaler until that goes away. So which means you kind of have to balance using inhalers in combat, which is, I think it's a cool feature because you can't just spam heal. You can't eat food anymore in the middle of combat, which is all I did in the first game. I abused it. You can't do that anymore, which I do think is still a good change. And these are all the mods. A lot of mods. Crafting is also a big thing in this game. Even more so than the first. And then this is another thing they added. It was radio. This is really cool. I'm not going to play any because I don't know if it's copyrighted or whatever. And I will still get like I'll get like a message on YouTube. So, but this is really good. There's some cool music in here. I thought it was going to be too Fallout-y with music around. This music is completely different than Fallout's music, so it fits the vibe of this game a lot more. Really cool system. You have a codex, which is nice because you can go through and look at every single log you've grabbed throughout the entire story. If, for whatever reason, you need to remember something. So this is really nice, because a lot of games, they won't let you read logs. Because this is like from terminals, you know? Fallout, you get your holotapes and shit, and notes. You don't keep whatever's in the terminals. And then you got main quest, faction quest, companion quest, side quest, mentioned, which is like, there's no marker for mentioned stuff, it just tells you where to go. And then you have your companion menu. So they level up with you. Every 5 levels you can pick a perk. And then every time you do a companion mission, they will get like a proper upgrade. And then these are lock boxes, so you find these throughout the world. There's 16 in total, I believe. And then you need these advanced decryption keys to buy them, to unlock them. The decryption keys you can get from quests, you can find them in the world, you can buy them from vendors sometimes. So those just kind of add some stuff, you know. It's pretty cool. And then you go in here, this is the workbench. So crafting, you can craft consumables, so you got ammo, throw items, healing. Then you got armor mods, utility for armor, and then other, but I don't know what that is. You got weapon mods, so you got barrels, you got underbarrels, you got add-ons, optics, grip, attack. Grip and attack are for melee weapons. You got inhaler primers that you can craft. You got your misc items, which right now is just bypass shot and mag picks. You got your mods, so this is how you do stuff. So like, if I want to put a sight on this, I can put a prism optic on there. Boom. Over here, I can put an explosive rounds or a tracing unit. I don't want to do either though, because I mean I could do a tracing unit. And then same thing with melee. If you got a melee weapon, you can go ahead and put frost edge, rocket head, things like that. And then armor, same thing. You can break stuff down for parts individually. And then on the left, bottom left over there, it tells you what you get from. And then you can also upgrade your party members. And like I said, you get these from doing companion quests. You'll get that second upgrade. So you get the first upgrade from the first companion quest, and then you get the second one on both, on the top and the bottom from the second quest. Which, I mean, when it's just basically all, the first upgrade is all elemental, and then they get like a decent ability for the second one. So crafting is more important in this game, and that's kind of why I've been running Niles, because Niles could field tinker as you're just walking around.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to
I
say.
can't, never mind, we can't even talk to him about it right now. But if you're out in the field with him, you talk to him, and he can, you can field tinker, and you can just craft anywhere, which is really nice if you like are running low on inhaler charges or something.
A moment of your time, if you would.
All right, now Tristan. But and then we'll go over here. So this, I'm pretty sure this is officially all the worlds in the game. So you have Eden, which you start on. You have Dorado. You have Praetor, Cloister, the ACS Undisputed Claim, and Free Market Station. We'll go ahead and start with Eden, and I'll show you that real quick. And that'll let me also go over kind of the world as a whole. So far, too, the story is really good. I do feel like my choices matter as I've been playing through the story. And all that. The story so far is just solid. It's pretty standard, but it's pretty good. It kind of reminds me of Dragon Age Inquisition, purely because of the riffs. That's it. It's just the riffs. So this is Paradise Island on Eden. And this is it's a very pretty map in the daytime. There's no wait or anything, so I can't skip it today. The map is very pretty though in the daytime. And then you can kind of see also, this is kind of what I do on every map. I just go from POI to POI. And it led me to, I think I found all the quests on this map. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I did. But I just went from location to location to location to location. And, yeah. So, that's what I recommend doing. That's exactly how I play Fallout. I go from one spot to the next spot and just talk to everybody. That's how you get all your side quests. Also in towns and things like that, the main hubs of whatever map you're on, there's a terminal that you can get bounty quests from. And then that'll have you go kill someone or whatever somewhere on the map. But this is Paradise Island. I think it has, this is something I will say, and I will say it proud. This has good map design. For one, the map's pretty, but like in terms of layout, the layout is really well done. It's just way better than Borderlands 4. Fuck Borderlands 4. I still haven't played it. I got like 4 hours in, and I got too annoyed because I kept fucking getting into invisible walls and having to go around a big ass mountain and shit. So I stopped playing Borderlands 4. I was like, I'm not doing it. But from what I can tell, there is invisible walls, but it's where it's kind of obvious. Like obviously I can't climb this fucking 300-foot mountain, you know, stuff like that. I've tried, but there is invisible walls on them. So it's mostly they're mostly good designed maps for the most part. They look pretty. There's a lot to do. So same thing here, as you can see. I just basically went POI to POI. I didn't do all of them, but I did most of them. But yeah, and same thing. Go over here. You go to the bounty. That'll give you a couple bounties to do. The only thing I will say too, enemies don't respawn. So that does kind of suck. That's something I personally don't like. Like I could, so over here somewhere, there's like a bunch of mantis. I killed them. They're never gonna respawn again over there. Same thing with like over here. There used to be a lot of scrappers. Scrappers do not respawn. Nothing, no enemies respawn. The only time an enemy will respawn in an old area is if you activate a new quest in that area. So, in my opinion, it sucks. I personally don't like the whole not respawning enemies. I get not respawning them while you're on the world, but the second I enter the ship, they should respawn. Like not even when I go to the main menu or anything, just only when I go in the ship and get rid of that instance. That's my personal opinion. But yeah. Go over here. But yeah, so the maps are sizable. They say they're bigger than Outer Worlds 1. I don't know personally. They do feel a little bit bigger. It's definitely more in depth than the Outer Worlds 1. I don't see it being that much longer though. Because I'm doing like, right now I'm doing a playthrough where I play a lot of like, I try to get as much content as I can. And the first world took me about 8 hours. 8 hours for the first world. The second world was significantly shorter, like 6. But, I don't know. I think there's something that I'm missing. Because they say it's like a 50-hour thing just for the main story, but from what I'm looking at, it's like 60 for me to do everything. So, I don't know how big it is. It's definitely bigger, though, than the Outer Worlds 1. Because the Outer Worlds 1, the main story took me like 15 hours. And the DLC took me like another 5. So, it's definitely... Oh, I don't even have to wait. I forgot. I can just go over here. But, it's definitely bigger than the Outer Worlds. I don't see how it's that much bigger, though, in terms of, like, doing everything. Because I skipped a lot in the first game for, like, side stuff. So, but this is the Undisputed Claim.
Live, love,
it's basically
laugh,
just a shop.
purchase, and consume with Auntie's Choice.
And this works as Auntie's Choice's hub, basically. It's their main place. Like I said though, world design is really good just for map layout and environmental. There is some environmental storytelling, not like the old Fallouts. And there is some very well done atmospheric things going on, but there's nothing like insanely crazy. That nothing competes with Fallout. Even Fallout 4. I haven't found a game that competes with Fallout in terms of storytelling in the world. And world building and stuff. This game has some good world building though if you read terminals and stuff. But I still have yet to see anything like Fallout in that terms. So this is Free Market Station. This is a crashed Auntie's Choice air freighter. And this is also a hub, but this is more of a black market hub. For trading. And this will be Sub Rosa, which is a smaller faction in the game, and they're basically just traders.
Feel free.
They're basically just traders, though. See, and this guy has like that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I don't remember where I saw that.
Tell me what you can.
I don't remember where I saw that other one.
If you lost it, sell it.
New View 2.0. Let me see. What is it called? A new point of view? Let's see real quick. A new point of view MK2. let's see. Oh yes, I forgot. It's up here. But yeah, so I mean, I'm assuming you guys can kind of tell just from what I've been talking about, but I generally like just about everything in the game. There it is, 5,000. This is one of the science weapons. So this melee weapon is basically a rhythm game, which is pretty cool. It's right there. If she would leave, I could... I wonder if I can cheese it. Oh, I can't because she's right there. But let's see what this one does. It sounds different. Oh, it looks a little different too. Yeah, see, this one looks a little bit better than the first one. Like, you can make things out a little bit better. Watch, let's see. That's the wrong thing. Oh, maybe not. The audio is different, though. The audio is different. It's interesting. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so that is free market. This is one thing I hate. So I can't zoom it in anymore. But it immediately... I'm just gonna have to run back to the ship. It immediately locks onto the quest marker because I have to go into the ship. But yeah, the game just, I haven't found anything wrong with it. There is a couple bugs here and there. Like I can't recruit Inez at all on Paradise Island. She just doesn't appear in Fairfield. And I've tried doing a couple of the workarounds that people recommended, and it's just completely glitched. So they did fix it, but it's not fixed for playthroughs that are already in progress. So I would have to restart to get her. So that does suck personally, but it is what it is, man. It's honestly expected to be some bugs, you know? But I haven't ran into that many, to be fair. I have not ran into that many. So this is Cloister. I believe Cloister? And this is a snow planet. I haven't done anything on here just yet. But, I mean, as you can see, it's pretty sizable. And this one looks, this planet looks really cool. I'm excited to explore this. It's like properly snowy. And then we started the game on the last planet. I mean, technically this is going to be the last planet I explore, because I want to get the rift modulator first so I can actually activate the rifts, because apparently that's where most of the science weapons are, is in the rifts themselves. But yeah, so I know I didn't do too much like actual proper gameplay. I just wanted to kind of look at things, talk to you about them, and just kind of give you my opinion. And just straight facts. I just wanted to let you guys know about the game. This is one of few games in recent memory where I was pleased with it to like its entirety. I've yet to play anything I disliked in this game, and I can't say that for any other new game I've played this year. But so far I have not found, and as you can see this map's massive, but I've yet to find anything in this game to properly irritate me or be just boring. Everything is well done in terms of atmosphere, design, art style, gameplay. The combat is so much smoother and feels so much better than the first game. Like, it's actually crazy how much better it feels than the first game, because I thought the first game felt fine, but this feels way better. I downloaded the first game just to like kind of compare. This feels so much better than the first game in terms of combat. And then like, so you have your time dilator still, but then you also have all these. So you have this. This will let you walk through this uranium cloud so you don't get poisoned. At least not instantly. This thing, I thought I was only going to use it on Paradise Island for the most part. I've had to use this thing the entire playthrough, which is really nice. I have yet to really use this, but you can dissolve bodies in stealth. It'll just make the body disappear. I haven't really used it though because I didn't build a stealth build, so I can't really do anything. And then you have the N-ray scanner, which will allow you to see enemies through walls, which, I mean, as you can see, I can see a lot of enemies. It also will help you do like electrical puzzles, so you can follow wires and stuff in walls when there's electrical puzzles. Then you also have your throwables. Right now I just have distraction devices and grenades equipped, and then you can also switch through your weapons right here, or you can just hit triangle. And then out of combat, you can use food by hitting down on the D-pad to just heal your health bar. And then left and right on the D-pad will do companion abilities. So combat is just way smoother. World, like I said, is just really solid. Side quests I haven't really found anything crazy in the side quest yet. I'm sure I've missed a few too though, but I haven't found anything too insane. It's all like standard funny, like just dumb shit, you know? But the main story is also really well put together. I've yet to find any set pieces though. I doubt there will be. There's usually not set pieces in RPGs like this unless it's like the end of the game. So I haven't found any super cool set pieces, except I guess when both of the stations collapsed. Those were pretty cool. Other than that, though, there hasn't been any set pieces. But yeah, so far, like, this game's probably, like, gonna be one of my favorites of the year. Which is saying a lot, because I did enjoy Shadows. But Shadows, I haven't really wanted to go back all that much. And it's not... I don't know, it's just, it doesn't click for me after, like, beating the main story and doing everything. Shadows just isn't that good anymore to me. It's still a good game, it's just, it's not my favorite of the year. This is definitely up there. I'm sure Stalker 2 will be up there. Dying Light the Beast is up there for sure. Dying Light the Beast felt like playing a 2016 game. You know what I mean? It felt classic. This kind of also actually does that same feeling where it feels like an old game, but it looks good and it has like modern controls, you know what I mean? So, and then also, there is a third person mode. I have messed around with it a little bit. It does seem to work pretty well. It transitions solid between ADSing for scopes and things. You can jump, it doesn't look weird. You can crouch, it doesn't look weird. So, it seems like third person. I thought it was going to be like a shitty addition. It honestly works pretty well. I used it for like an hour or two, but it's not, obviously I'm playing first person. But yeah, so I probably rank this game, like right now, I'd probably rank it like a high, like a 8. I haven't seen anything to like blow me away yet, but I haven't seen anything that's not good. So that is something to say. I will make another video on this game in the future when I platinum it, and that'll be like a proper review, as well as it'll kind of be like this video, but it'll be like a proper review, and then it'll also be like a platinum video. So I'll go over the platinum, how long it took, all that. But this is a proper RPG. It's a style of RPG we don't get too much anymore either. With these Fallout, Outer Worlds first-person shooter RPGs. We don't get very many of them anymore. There's a lot of ARPGs, you know, but there's very few first-person shooter RPGs, I'd say. So, really good game, though, so far. Again, 18 hours in, and I still probably have another 20, 25, something like that. So, I'm pretty pumped about it. Also, in the near future, Sherlock Holmes Platinum video will be up. I don't know what I'm going to do for that video, though, to be honest, because the game is very short. So it'll probably be like a 2-minute video, just be like, here's the Platinum, this is how long it took, this is what you have to do. It'll legit probably be 2-3 minutes. So, look out for that. It's a very simple Platinum, though. I mean, it's not hard at all, so. But, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this Outer Worlds 2 video. I know I didn't edit it. I know that was something I was going to say I was going to do from now on, was edit it, but I don't know, like, what to edit, you know what I mean? I don't know what to talk about. I don't, you know what I mean? So, I kind of just went willy-nilly with it, and just showed you stuff, talked about stuff. But, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this game to me, which is a good thing, so. We got Stalker 2 coming out in November, which I will make a video on. I might just do an uncut first hour of the game, and then give my initial thoughts after the first hour. It's kind of what I should have done with this game, but I was just so pumped waiting for it that I just started playing it. So, I'll try to do that for Stalker though. I'll just do the first hour uncut. But at this point, most people know about Stalker 2. It's been out for a year and a half, 2 years or something like that for Xbox. So, but I am pumped for that. I think that's it for right now. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage is getting a DLC. I will play it. I don't know if I'll make a video on it. And then I am gonna do the Alan Wake story series breakdown fucking I don't know. I am gonna do that after I'm done with this game. So actually, I might do it after I'm done with Stalker 2. I don't know. Alan Wake 2 story breakdown is gonna happen at some point, just like I did for the first game. And then I want to continue doing platinum videos. I'm starting to play games more now that I'm not filming, which is nice. So we'll see what happens. But with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one. Stay safe out there, and peace out, guys.